All right. Boop. No countdown, no nothing. I'm here. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, man. Next time I'll be getting the countdown going and all that good stuff. I was just now looking at StreamYard and figuring out all this tasty stuff they got for me. How's it going? Warrior Mom, Dusty, Plug, what's up? Brooke, Queen. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see here. Can everybody hear me okay? Get some feedback in chat. Make sure I'm doing this right. In the meantime, I'm going to throw up this link here. Just in case anybody wants to jump up, I'm going to toss this in here. It's going to be open. There's something I want to cover, but I'll toss this up in the meantime. And boop. Perfect. All right. So if anybody wants to jump up, feel free. But there's something I wanted to cover. I wanted to cover something that's been bugging me for a while, and I'm not talking about any one individual in particular, but it goes along with being too nice and the damage it can have for you and everything that has to do with your life. For a long time, I've had this problem where I always, what's up, birthday chat? I've had this problem where people tell me I'm too nice. And me personally, I think I'm kind of a dick sometimes, but in reality, it's just that I'm very blunt, very honest. I can't say no to a lot of people. If they need me to do something, I go for it. And it ends up hurting me in the long run. You got to learn how to say no, or people will take advantage of you. One of the reasons I'm on YouTube, in fact, pretty much the whole reason I got all my equipment and all that stuff, was somebody had told me that I was going to be part of a radio show. So I went out and I spent $1,000 on equipment. Now, it turns out I ended up really enjoying it and everything, so I'm not upset about that. But there was a behavior that I did during that time where I was expecting someone to have the same respect that I was going to have for me. I'm the kind of person where if somebody tells me they're going to do something, or if I tell somebody I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I tell somebody, look, this is something that's going to affect your life, this is something that's going to affect your financial future, this is something that's going to affect your time, I make sure that even if it's a detriment to me, I'll get it done. Well, time after time, I was shown that that wasn't the case. I was shown that it wasn't going to be, it wasn't going to be happening, even though it kept being told to me it was going to happen. And because of that, I didn't put out any videos for like a whole month. I didn't even bother going into anybody's chat for like a month and a half. And then I started going into different people's chats and whatnot. What's up, Nesbit? And it ended up screwing me. It really did. I ended up getting this real sour taste in my mouth and I started getting real upset about it. And that was kind of my first little view of YouTube. And that's why I didn't, it seemed like I was dragging my feet and not making any content. Well, it's because I thought I was going to be part of something bigger. And it really bit me in the ass. And I got sour about it. Anti, what's up? But I just want to say you got to think about yourself. Because nobody else is gonna. You got friends, you got people that you can count on sometimes, but other times, ain't nobody gonna be there but you. And that doesn't mean be selfish. That just means watch your ass, you know. We could go into more detail, but I don't think it's necessary. Once again, if anybody wants to jump up, feel free. It's just kind of open discussion. I'm still feeling out this whole StreamYard thing. Been dealing with power outages and the sky opening it up in whatever the hell kind of storm California's had. They call it a boom cyclone. I don't know what the fuck they call it. A bomb cyclone. I don't know. You think a hurricane on the West Coast would be called a Hishia-cane? That's a joke. My chief said that the other day. It was insane. Funny guy. How's everybody doing tonight? I know I came on pretty late. I had a phone call that I needed to attend to and some other stuff. Hope everybody's having a good beginning to their year so far. Sitting here looking at this awesome ass ring that my boy Dusty got me. I was so jealous of his TCB ring. He went and got me one. Didn't need to do that. I mean, the hey, anybody that wants to come up, come up. What's up, Strictly? Hey, that's right. That's Strictly. That's a good attitude to have. And the thing is, you can be nice to people. You can be inviting and welcoming and do stuff for other people. I fully support that. But there are certain people on the planet, and not even saying they're bad people or selfish. It's just nobody's going to think about the world the way you do. Nobody's going to think the same way you do. Everybody's mindset is unique to themselves, even if they're similar to others, even if they get along with others. It's not going to be the same. So you can't count on other people to think the same way you do. In that vein, you're always going to be let down if you expect people to do the same thing. So don't do that. Look out for yourself. Take care of others, but if you can't take care of yourself properly, or if you're struggling with something, you're not going to be able to help others. I recently there's Warrior Mom. Warrior
Hey.
Mom, how you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
Right on. But what I was saying is there's I forget what the fuck I was saying. Anyway, Warrior Mom, how you doing?
I'm better than I have been past week.
Yeah. I'm glad Han Solo got that joke. It would be preferred pronoun intense aquatic accumulation. Yeah. Hurricane is too pronounced. It has to be a he, she, a cane. Or a non-binary cane.
Yeah,
Since it's here in California.
yeah. You know, non-binary and everything like that nowadays.
You guys got crazy weather going on over there? It seems like the whole country's got something gnarly going on. Blizzards or something.
We had a flash flood yesterday, I believe it was.
Of course. Happened here too. Flash floods. People the other day we were nonstop having to pull people out of the damn floodwaters.
Yeah, it got so bad, and part of town they actually had to send boats to people's houses to get them out.
They were doing that with the inflatables here, and there was a group of people who were just waiting for the fire truck to come get them.
Yeah.
Yay! But it is what it is.
Yeah.
We haven't had gnarly stuff like people freezing to death and all that horrible shit that's been going on.
Thankfully, we haven't either.
It's been cold as hell, but not that cold. And people thought it was bad a couple years ago when Texas got snow. But yeah, man, shit, I was on a roll. I forgot what the fuck I was saying though.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I tell people I have a memory where I can remember shit from when I was 4 years old, but I'll put down my keys and forget what the hell I did with them. Start screaming.
I have that problem too. I forget to take Mom's car keys out of my purse half the time. I had to remember to do that earlier. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah. Wanted to talk about that, and then also a lot of shit that's been going on in different communities lately. I've noticed a lot of back and forth and bickering, and people having issues with either people they've known or people I don't even know how to describe it, but different channels bickering with other channels, and it seems to be a whole lot of nothing when it doesn't need to be. If someone's a scumbag because they have something going on where they have something in the past about let's say doing unrighteous things with kids or something, they just need to be cut the hell off. Don't bother fighting them or arguing with them. It's not going to do any good. You need to get to a point where you say, these people, there's no redeeming what this person did, so they need to become irrelevant in my life. I think that mindset would help a lot of folks. You know, these assholes are living rent free in your head. And why? If you can get to that point where someone asks you, what do you think of the haters? And you can honestly answer, I don't. What do you think of them? I don't. That's the
I,
best place to be. They don't
I
need to
was to that
exist.
point.
Yeah. That's the best thing you can do, because anybody who's going to drag you down that way, they shouldn't be relevant in your life. They shouldn't be. You shouldn't hate them. You shouldn't even think about them.
Yeah.
Why give them the credit of thinking about them?
Up until last week, I was at that point, and then everything happened. Shit hit the fan,
Mm-hmm.
and as y'all, the fam knows, my emotions went all over the place.
Right.
So, and everything's just been getting to me lately. You can ask Mom. I've been an emotional wreck.
Understandably, I'd think you're an abhorrent monster if you weren't, and I probably wouldn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Times of crisis and tragedy really have a way of bringing out the real person, and it's revealing sometimes.
Yeah.
Not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just revealing.
Yeah.
Callie Dix. What's up, Kush? Olivia, how you doing?
Snakes have been really coming out of the water lately.
Yeah, I've been noticing I was hoping that the new year was going to bring, I don't know why it would, but I was hoping the new year was going to bring a little more chill for everybody. And it seems like that I've seen an uprising of just straight bullshit. And I don't know why. It's like that whole, like, oh, it's a full moon, but it's just another day.
Yeah.
People just decided to come out and
oh yeah, they've been trying to get all they can out of me right now, and I'm just to the point where I'm ready to tell them to go fuck themselves after next Saturday.
Yeah.
I gotta wait until the 14th though before I can really let my bitchy side out.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say you probably can let it out whenever you want. I mean, it is what it is.
I know I can.
Who's gonna stop you?
This is true.
If you got something to say it twice. Life is way too short to be guessing what's on everybody's mind. If you don't like somebody or you got something to say, it's better to get it out.
Yeah, after the 14th, I'm cutting a lot of the toxicity out of my life.
There you go.
But it's got to be after the 14th because,
I mean, understandable. Given the circumstances.
Yeah. Yes, Seafowls. Hell, Dave.
What's up, Seafowls? How you doing? Links down there if you want to hop on, anybody. Really just, I wanted to talk about those couple of things and just kind of have an open discussion because I've been saying I was going to go live and I don't want to be a liar. So I wanted to go on last night, man, but Hill Tom wanted to go on last night, but what was that thing I needed? Oh yeah, power. I needed power, and it didn't happen.
That's a pretty important thing to be able to go live.
Yeah, I mean the sky opened up and said just blah.
Yeah, that'll do it to you.
There's my brother's property has damn good drainage, and we had 3 inches of water in the driveway.
Yeah, this is true.
See, John P, bunch of new faces.
Yeah, I don't know some of these that are in your chat, so.
Yeah, I got friends in other places besides what you know, because I'm special. How's it going, Dusty?
What is going on, son? Warrior Mom, how are you?
Dude, I cannot tell you how much I love this ring.
Oh, man.
I want to see it, Forging. Let me see your ring. You and Dusty, show me your rings.
It's the same one Dusty's got.
Okay, well, y'all got matching ones, so show us your matching ones.
Let's see here. Wonder Twin powers activate?
Yes, the Wonder Twin powers
Fucking
activate.
cat, man.
Cacao. Drip, drip, drip. Ah. TCB, baby.
Damn cat, man. Hold on, here we go.
Bam. Shit's awesome.
I like them.
Fucking cat stealing my thunder. Damn it. Climbing on me like a damn tree.
It's funnier than hell. I saved that box too. I love it when I'm gonna cut that little. Whenever somebody sends a package or anything, I got a wedding invite to Chadwick Murder Sprinkles. I think it's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, I love that, man. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Oh, I smell a bro, man. Are you jealous, C-Files? It's gonna be okay. I promise, buddy.
I love you, C-Files, man. You know
It's
that.
all right, bro. It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy.
I haven't got a chance to see that, man. I've been busy as hell today, unfortunately. I need to get caught up on everything. Everybody's getting mad at me. They're like, "You didn't answer my text." I'm like, I haven't answered phone calls.
Figure you've been working, man. And shit.
I've been working, and I've been what is that? Depressed? No, not by my phone. It's been busy with a ton of shit, dude. That whole thing where I got my numbers stolen and all my money stolen kind of really messed with my life a lot. It's amazing what not having money will do to you.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, I know that feeling.
And I thought it was a
People
cock
that-
ring.
people that-
And
Donated for the for what I've got going on. Some stupid Google thing tried to take it from me, and I had to dispute that with the bank.
what? Why did the Google thing try to take it from you?
It was HBO or Hulu. I think it was Hulu, yeah, and I'd already canceled that subscription.
What
And
the
they
fuck?
tried-
Oh, you had a collections thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fucking stupid.
And Hulu tried to take it from me, and I was like, I already canceled that subscription. So my bank is like, okay, yeah, no, we're getting your debit card, getting you that money back because you need it for this. So
Man, freaking collectors, man. Those whenever you get garnished or anything like that, it's just vultures. I go back and forth with it because if it wasn't for that crap, I wouldn't have known that my ex-wife had put out a bunch of things in my name and committed fraud. But at the same time, they're freaking vultures.
Oh, definitely.
it wasn't collection or anything. It was for HBO that I'd already canceled the subscription to, and they were just trying to still get money out of my account.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. And I told the bank that I was like, I've already canceled this subscription, and now they're taking money that I need for this. And the lady at the bank's like, okay, yeah, we're disputing that, getting you a new bank debit card. They can't take any more.
Yep. Just cancel it and sing another one and a new pin.
My bank is really awesome. They gave me a new debit card right there on the spot.
My bank sucks the balls of Satan, and let me tell you why. And not in a good way. So, someone, in fact, I'll tell the tale. This is how I lost my fucking money. And I don't know if I'm getting it back. Everybody's like, you're getting it back. You don't know the situation. So, there's this bank in my town. It's a local credit union. And I've been with them for a while because I had an account there when I was younger. And my parents have had an account there for a long time. But here's the deal. Someplace, I used my card. Somebody got me with one of those skimmer things. And
Yep.
I don't know if it was an ATM or what. But somebody, through investigations and everything, because I got one freaking email, and it was way after everything had happened. I get told through the investigations and stuff, because I'd spent a whole day at the bank throwing up in their ficus, which was hilarious. But I threw up on the floor in front of the desk and then in the ficus, so that was awesome. I got them there, and then I threw one of those sand-filled ashtrays out front. I threw it in the drive-through where the ATMs are, and scared the shit out of a little old lady, which I didn't mean to do it. Bless her heart. But I was pissed. I was fucking furious. They made physical cards. They made clone cards of my shit, and different individuals, because it was all across the Bay Area. Like, people hit different ATMs that are too far apart to be hit in that amount of time. So there was more than one person hitting multiple ATMs in one night.
As a group.
$41,000 in one night.
Damn.
$41,000. And I get told, oh, well, because it was, and that, of course, the camera footage is like blocked, obscured. I get told, because it was a physical card, we have no proof that it was you, so we have to investigate a bunch of stuff. I'm like, okay, I was on a live that night, so I got that. And then there's phone records, there's other stuff. I'm like, there's no way that this can go like this. And they're like, well, federal people are investigating it. And blah, 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 blah. I mean, there's feds all over. There's all kinds of shit. And the bank's like, we do have insurance, but we have to make sure this gets done right. And I was told that it could take up to a year to find out if I'm even getting back anything.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, it is.
That's crazy.
Fucked up shit.
And this after goes back, it actually goes into what I was going to make this chat about. It's because I listened to people when they told me you shouldn't be that paranoid weirdo that keeps money in your mattress. I'm like, okay, it's not in my mattress. It's scattered around the house, but why? It's my money. Oh, you need to put it in the bank and you need to put it in this FICA account. You need to fucking... This last year is the first time that I've listened to people with shit. This last year is the first time I've listened to other people tell me how to do things because they think it's better for me. And all it's done is fucked me. Every step of the way. Completely fucking screwed me. Every time I've listened to someone say, you should do this, it'll be easier. It's been horrible.
People have been trying to tell me how to deal with, what's going on with me, and I've been telling them to go fuck themselves.
Mm-hmm. John, if you were, I missed that you were trying to get up. I was looking off of my hand because I was angry talking about that. So if you were trying to come up, I apologize. But yeah, trust your gut, man. Don't listen to other people. If I would have trusted my gut and listened to myself, I wouldn't have done that stupid shit, and I would be still living high on the hog, man. Like, I had my own fucking place. Everything was going great. I was still saving money. I was... Mother dick.
It'll get back to that, man. Just keep moving forward.
Fucking better.
It will, brother.
If not, pugs are in trouble.
Forging, if me and you can get through with what we've been through, guarantee you can get through this.
Man, the thing is, every single thing that happens in life, every hardship teaches you something. The only reason wisdom exists is because wisdom is lessons learned from past mistakes. You put your hand on a hot stove when you're a kid, you learn never to do it again. You talk shit to the wrong person, you get popped in the mouth. Well, you fucked around and found out, didn't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
This is, unfortunately, it's been one thing after another of me having to learn over, 2022 and beyond, but especially 2022 for some stupid reason. One lesson after another of me getting, metaphorically punched in the mouth by my family, coworkers, people who've been like, oh, you should do this. You should invest in this. No. I listen to people talking about investing. Lost my ass on that. Listen to people talking about crypto. Lost my ass on that. Listen to people about where to put my money. Definitely lost my ass on that.
Seriously, yeah. They've been... And the money they stole from me was to help with my son's stuff.
Did they actually end up getting away with it?
They stole a little bit of it, but my bank didn't let them steal anymore. They immediately, as soon as I said, hey, this is what's going on, they stopped everything and immediately withdrew the rest of it.
I had that happen with a similar thing happened with Xfinity. It's like Comcast. I don't know if they got that out there, but they tried. I closed my account in like July, and they tried charging me up until like January of the next year, but they did it all at once. It was ridiculous.
Did you have a contract with them?
I mean, when I had them for service, but that was the year prior, and it was, they tried saying that I didn't return my box or something like that. And I'm like, well, I have here a receipt saying I took it to the UPS store, which is how you guys do it. And they're like, well, yeah, but you did it on this date. And I'm like, you just said that I did it on that date. It's in your computer. I heard you do the click-a-clack thing, and you read it to me. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll get that fixed. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
I better get it fixed.
Like,
that's what I got.
You literally read it to me off your screen.
Right?
What's up, AJOC?
Hi, Keeks.
Keeks. How you doing?
Baby Keeks.
Sweet baby Keeks.
But yeah,
I'm with it. Bastards. What's up?
That's right. I said I'm with a credit union too, man. I went through my family too, man. But
It's a joke, man. Sometimes
it
you
is.
swear
It
they're
is.
against you.
Yeah, I couldn't get a loan because I tried to get a car loan about a couple of years ago, and just because my dad had co-signed on something that I was supposed to pay for, which I was paying, and then I got hurt on the job and had to quit and all types of shit. And all because of that, what happened 10, 11 years ago, I couldn't pay it. Then my dad ended up paying it off later on because he was a co-sign.
Mm-hmm.
All because of that, on my record from 10, 11 years ago, they wouldn't let me get a car loan from credit union.
It's the way it works, man.
Yeah, fucked up.
Let me tell you about my credit. So I didn't have credit for the longest time. Like, I didn't have bad credit. I just didn't have credit. It seems like there's some people on this planet, like, I still don't know how credit works because I think it's all ass backwards, but there's some people that just seem like they have credit for no reason. It just pops up in their life. Me, I didn't have no credit. So the first time I ever went to get anything with credit, it was like, oh, you have no credit history whatsoever, so we can't approve you for shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right. Come to find out, after my wife deserted me and my daughter, I found out that in the state of Oregon, it might be the same other places, but in the state of Oregon, if you're married and you got the same last name, their credit is now your credit, with whether your signature is on shit or not.
Right.
So when I was during the process of me trying to find her with a private investigator so I could get my divorce, because it took me a while to find her, she had gotten 2 car loans, and she had gotten a credit card and a some other freaking card, Capital One card or something. So a $300 card, an $800 card, 2006 Subaru Outback, and a freaking 2000 something Subaru, whatever the ugly Baja, the Bajaj.
Yeah.
So she had all of that, and I found out about it because a creditor, collector, whatever you want to call it, put through a bunch of crap, and I was like, what the hell? And it started coming to me, and I got served with something. A guy popped up at my work and served me with paperwork. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's a collection thing. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, shit.
I had no idea those car loans existed. I had no idea the credit cards existed.
All in your fucking name.
Yep. Every bit of it was in my name. And I had no freaking clue.
I got to change my last name back from my ex-husband's last name. Mom's been getting on to me for that one.
But yeah, dude, it took all of that, and I added it to another case, and I ended up getting a couple of them dropped due to the circumstances. I had a pending thing with her trying to find the thing, but she had charges pending from the state of California and the state of Oregon at the time for defrauding them over that whole bullshit that she pulled with claiming my daughter and all that crap.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I ended up getting a couple of those dropped off, and I was even approached by a couple of attorneys saying I should go after her for civil shit. The Capital One, though, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm getting that off my shit because I had nothing to do with that. But they're like, well, sorry.
Oh, they're gonna want you to pay the shit because I know I had to. I mean, I had to get a subpoena. I got to end up getting a subpoena. I had to go to court over it, and had to end up paying them. I owed $750 for a fucking credit card. Well, but I didn't have no idea that I had that at the time. My girlfriend used it. This is way before I was married, and she got me all in the fucking hole. So I couldn't fucking pay it at the time because I was working part time and had like a $500 limit, and she was going fucking nuts with it. And then come to find out, I didn't hear nothing. After a while, we broke up. I didn't hear nothing, and all of a sudden, about a year later, I got a thing in the mail saying, "Oh, this such and such," and then not that long after that, I got a subpoena saying I had to go to court. And I ended up going to court, and they're just like, "Oh," they looked at it. I didn't even have to go in the courtroom. I was in the fucking hallway.
Right.
Cop just like, "Hey, just go take this with the collection agency, and they'll get it taken care of, a lawyer office." And I end up paying a payment and getting paid. So
shit
every day. But yeah, it was $750.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to pay him. I'm going to pay him Jack and shit. And Jack just left town. What are they going to do? Ruin my credit? It's already ruined.
I have no credit.
Because that's the thing is, because I had no credit to begin with, and her and my credit is what, because she had good credit at one time. Her credit and my credit is what got her the car loans and crap. Because of that and me having no credit history before that, it took my credit from basically nothing. I had like a 650 credit score or something. Bro, my credit score was like 400 something. And I haven't checked it. I haven't checked it in years because I just don't care. I've done everything with cash. I believe in real money. I've never been one to do the credit thing, and everybody's like, my brother always tells me, you need to fix your credit. You need to do this and do that. I'm like, yeah, great. We're not China. We don't have social credit scores yet. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Hold on, Fortune. I'll be right back, man. I gotta do something for Shauna real quick. I'll be right back. I'll come back, man.
What's up, Zebby? Zebby, if you want to hop up, man, here's a link. Just having a chat about stuff. I'm covering like 30 subjects because it is what it is.
It's forging. You never know what you're going to get with him.
Strictly in Colorado, if you don't pay your medical bills in a timely manner, collections agency can file the paperwork in Utah. What the fuck? I thought medical was the one thing they couldn't come after you for.
They can come after you for it in Arkansas too.
Shit. I mean, if it wasn't, my bills would be astronomical if I didn't have the Marine Corps and VA. I don't know what the fuck. I'd probably be screwed. Because I've had surgeries that they declare astronomical, which is over $2 million.
Yeah. You heard about my one and only surgery.
The lop it off of me when you got turned into a woman.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I figured. If you want to go back into a man, you get the addictomy.
Yep, absolutely.
Waka waka. That ought to be outlawed. But what was your crazy surgery you had?
My C-section, and I'm still having issues.
Oh, okay. It was that one. All right. I didn't realize those were so expensive.
Oh, if it wasn't for Medicaid.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that could be something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, even birthing a child can be something crazy. I think the last I heard it was like $16,000 just to have the delivery room.
Yeah, and then you spent some time in the NICU, so.
Yeah, and if you got to get the old numb me down there, that's like $100,000.
Oh yeah. I've yet to be able to fully share his story.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to get there eventually. Yes, they do, Lilith. Yes, they do.
Wish could hang out. Oh, okay. I didn't see this. Maybe I had to go. Much love. Have a good life. Take care, Zebby. Addict to me suck. Yes, they do, Geeks. That's what I hear. I heard the lop it off of me isn't pleasant either. I really want. This is a really stupid thing I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because it popped into my head. And welcome to this shit show. You've heard of phantom limb, right?
Yep.
You think that happens to trans women? I could still feel it.
I don't know.
They go to pee and they just grab it.
I don't know, but still to this day, I get phantom kicks.
Oh, man, I should be outlawed. That was great. I'm going to write that down.
The first time I got a phantom kick, he was 2 weeks old, and I was literally looking at him. When it happened, I was like, the fuck is going on? No.
I've never had a spawn in my belly, so I wouldn't know that one.
It was so weird.
Let's see, Strange said, I'm living proof, but man, I got into a car accident where I was passenger, and because the accident was in Utah, they said, damn, sued me twice, I lost my car. Holy shit.
Holy shit, Keeks.
Utah, man, those Mormons are fucking vicious.
That they are. Do you read what Keeks put?
What'd Keeks put? I'm sure they'll stand up, pee really early in the morning. Just sheets down their legs. Oh, damn it! Not again. Or not again. Phantom kicks are wild. That's crazy. I
They
didn't
are.
realize phantom kicks were a real thing. I don't think I've ever even heard of that.
They are really weird, especially when you're looking at your child and they're laying there, and then you feel something like it feels like something's kicking you from the inside, and you're just like, no, no. Yeah.
I was gonna be state, but I wanted Mormon. Oh, that's awesome. How you doing, New Age? I'm gonna use that. What's up, Joker? How you doing?
Hi, Joker.
Just going live because I've been talking about doing it, and I need to get it done. Need to figure out how to do all this stuff. Quit procrastinating and whatnot.
I procrastinated for a couple days, but I got what I needed to do done.
My problem, my problem is I have just too much crap to do, and I always end up in that weird position where I don't know what I should do first.
Yeah.
Or I start doing something, and I'm like, damn, I have all these other things to do, and it makes me overwhelmed.
Yeah, there was so much shit I needed to do last week, and if it wasn't for Mom, honestly, don't think I still would have gotten everything I needed to do done.
Yeah. It's understandable. I mean, you're going through a lot, man. It's, yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say that a lot of my stuff, a lot of things I had to do got taken off my plate when I lost my house. So that's light at the end of the shitty tunnel, I guess.
I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
There's one way to look at it.
It's like Shawshank getting out of prison, but you got to climb through the river of shit to get there.
Yeah. D. Libby, live freedom is Joker.
Thank you for saying live, by the way.
You're welcome.
When people are like people are like live freedom, I'm like, I don't know why. Like, to me, that's as bad. Like, I have a couple of weird vocal pet peeves. One of them is when people like if they drop something on the ground, like if you're outdoors and they call it the floor.
No, it's the
I want to
ground.
murder, dude. I want to murder people with a hammer when they do that. I'm not even joking. He's
I
like, oh, I
murdered a
dropped it on
chair
the
with-
floor. I'm like, you're not my friend anymore. You just bye.
You can ask Mom. I murdered a chair with an axe and a hammer.
There you go.
And some wine glasses and a plate and 2 coffee mugs.
Bad day.
Bad week.
Want to talk about it, champ?
You know,
Ain't nobody listening but the whole internet.
You know about the week I've been having. I started that Thursday.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you though.
Yeah.
I mean, well, maybe using the tool was a bit much. That might frighten people.
Nope. The chair deserved it. It was already messed. It every time you sat in that chair, it would almost fling you backwards.
Right on.
Yeah.
Put on oven mitts next time and bat something around so it's like a cat toy. Then you won't break anything.
How many mugs? I broke 2 coffee mugs, 6 wine glasses, 1 plate, and a chair.
Yeah. That's right, Strictly. The floor can be the ground, but the ground can never be the frickin' floor. That's just the way it works.
This is very true.
And people always pipe up and they're like, well, what about the forest floor? I'm like, yeah, you don't say that when you're standing on it.
Yeah, like the floor in the room that I'm in right now, it's the floor. The ground is outside.
Yeah. I don't care what the ground or the floor identifies as. It's what it is.
It is what I say it is.
A bat? Jesus. Used a bat on everything?
She told me to take a bat to a tree. But I don't. Mom has not told me if we have a bat or not. So
It's you. Honestly, you'd be upset because as someone who's done it, if you use a bat on solid objects, you forget what happens when you strike an object with a straight, rigid thing.
Yeah, it comes back.
It immediately vibrates in your hands and hurts the hell out of you. And then you get
Yeah.
more mad and you want to hit more stuff.
Yep. Yeah. I identify as the sky. Oh my God, Steve House. Of course you do.
That's why it may never be the right thing to do, so they say, but that's why punching people is satisfying, because they got softy bits you can hit. And
My
not
brothers
get
have
hurt.
got old karate punching bags, or whatever you want to call them.
A heavy bag.
Where you hold them in your hands and you can hit them.
Like focus mitts? They're like,
Yeah, I think that's what they're called.
like one person's holding the things that you punch.
Yes.
That's focus mitts.
I only took karate one time. I took one lesson and then I said, "No, I'm good."
I've been training for over half my life.
my brothers, Ethos. You've talked to Ethos.
What's that?
Have you talked to my brother Ethos?
Once, just on that live feed that he did, actually. But I would, because he came on one time and talked about a bunch of stuff, right? If I remember correctly? Yeah. I would actually be very interested to chat with him, though, because and this isn't talking shit, but a couple of his views are exactly how I thought when I was like 15. And I really wish somebody would have told me then what I want to tell him now about some of the things he was saying, like about the word perfect and things like that.
Yeah, I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can try and work something out. We may have to sweet talk him a little bit.
Yeah,
but then
I'm not worried. It's not like I'm not worried about it, but it's just something that I'm thinking about now that we brought it up.
But Ethos and our other brother that's older than him but younger than me. I'm stuck in the middle of my siblings. I've got 2 older brothers, an older sister, and 4 younger brothers.
How many siblings do you have?
So my oldest, I've got 2 older brothers.
Uh-huh.
An older sister.
Uh-huh.
And 4 younger brothers.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And
all the same mom?
No. Okay, so with Ethos,
I was gonna say, get that woman a trophy. God damn.
So no, I was adopted by Toxic Twat Waffle.
Uh-huh.
And she
I like that. That's good.
Yes. It perfectly fits her, don't it, Mom and Lilith?
I support nicknames. It's like I call my ex-wife Walrus Cunt.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
But
indeed.
With Toxic Twat Waffle, she had 2 boys. And she adopted me, my older sister, and then I have 1 full-blooded brother who is 2 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mom got with my biological father, who had adopted my half sister, and is the father of me and my only full-blooded sibling.
Right.
And they had Ethos and my other brother, who is 21 and 18. They're 21 and 18. And the mom adopted 1 more. And then our sperm donor, as we will call him, went off and had 1 more kid.
Good God. This is more convoluted than my dad's family. And my dad's family is, holy shit.
Yeah. So, I was adopted by my biological aunt and uncle, but I don't, which is my sperm donor's sister. It's adopted by my sperm donor's sister. She had the 2 boys. She had the oldest one with some other guy. The one that's right above me with my dad, the one I call my dad, my adopted dad. He's wonderful. I love him.
Damn. That's crazy.
I absolutely love my dad.
My dad was born on the Isle of Man and came here when he was young, and then his mom is very, very, very Catholic, or was. She passed away, but so my grandma was like Catholic as shit, and being part of Catholic as shit is if one husband dies or whatever, usually dies, you get married again. Well, if you have 3 husbands die, you get married 4 times. and your grandsons think you're a Black Widow, but that's unrelated. Yeah, it's great. My dad was one of 11, or he's the first of 11 more. So there's 12 kids.
And the only one of the kids that our sperm donor has anything to do with is his youngest.
Well, remember what I said at the beginning of my stream?
Yeah.
Sounds like that person's irrelevant.
Yep. He don't have anything to do with.
Because if they don't give a shit about you, don't give them the time of day.
He tried to play grandpa to my son.
Did you kick him in the dick?
He never came around.
Oh, well, then
And
fuck him.
I point blank told him, I said, no, you were uncle. I said, my dad, the one who adopted me, is his grandpa.
For real, if you're not within dick kicking distance, then you're not within hugging distance either. Fuck off.
Yeah, my adopted dad is the one that I called last Wednesday.
Gotcha.
He's the one I wanted with me last Wednesday.
I'm going to drop this down here real quick again. If anybody wants to hop up. Otherwise, I might make it short and sweet tonight. It's already been 45 minutes. It's fucking crazy.
Yes, Seafouls. He was popping them out left and right with 3 different women.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I've known worse than that, though, honestly. What's up, Jeff? How you doing?
It's crazy because sperm donor is still trying to have something to do with mine and Ethos's brother that we live with, and trying to have something to trying is the key word there, or acting like he's wanting something to do with my niece.
Cool. Seafouls, I'll stay on till you're up.
And he's
Sorry,
like, yeah, I'll meet you. I'll come and meet you, and we'll have lunch and this and that and the other. Every time he's canceled.
There's Jeff.
He is.
What's up, Jeff?
What's happening, man? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. Where is everybody been?
I don't know. I think like Weevy's been having problems with ever since his pipes bust and stuff at home, and dealing with some shit. Everybody's just been kind of doing their own thing. I seen some of the fellas were on earlier. Like I know Zebby was on and Gangish and all that. Actually Gangish got a strike, but everybody was on earlier today.
Got you.
How you been doing?
Good. Had good holidays and all that.
Right on.
Avoided all the crazies down on the strip, so that was good too for New Year's. Didn't have to deal with none of that shit.
Thanks, O'Connors. Cali Unknown, Happy New Year.
Yeah. You been doing good?
I mean, I've been still waking up every day. Any day that you're looking down at the grass instead of up at it, it's good, I guess.
Yes, I figured you'd been real busy with the storms up there.
With the floods and everything. Yeah, we're pretty damn busy. It was a nightmare the other day. There was a whole road washed out on the way, like halfway between me and Sacramento, and yeah, it was all hands on deck for that crap. And then we had power outages, and anytime you got power outages, you got people calling like crazy. So
Nothing interesting though, huh?
well, I mean, the usual.
Yeah.
Overdoses, people calling for no reason because they want attention, people with things stuck in their butt, you know. Usually, I say that as a joke, but usually those people go to the emergency room, but I could tell you stories, let me tell you.
So, did you see Rick's latest video?
No. The one about no, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, you need to check it out.
I've been meaning to get caught up. There's a lot of shit I haven't seen.
Yeah.
You're talking about the one with the 81 member in the thumbnail, right?
Yeah, Vago sells the Angel thing. It happened in Reno.
Yeah.
Well, Sparks, really.
Brooke, no, there would be no pug rescues. I think you know me better than that.
You
I would
don't
probably
like
sit it
pugs.
down, and I'd probably sit it down and tell it what it did wrong.
Yes, you would.
Throw it back in the water until it develops into a manatee. What'd
you think about panda socks the other day, Forgy?
What did I think about the panda socks? I feel like it's a waste of socks. Jeff, I don't think you've heard my rants. I go on rants about how much I hate pugs and pandas and manatees and how they need to disappear. Oh, and koalas, fucking retards. But they're just useless animals, man. Pugs are just yeah.
They all got their place.
What's that?
They all have their place.
Yeah, you know what? They had their place when they were wolves too. And then humans said, "Let me do this to this thing."
Hey, don't you be talking about my Chihuahua Beagle?
What's that?
I've got a Chihuahua Beagle mix.
I didn't say anything about Chihuahuas, did I? In fact, on the other stream, I believe what I said, my last rant about it, is that if you shave a Chihuahua, it just looks like a small dog. If you shave a pug, it looks like those fucking demon dog things from Ghostbusters.
They do. Oh my god, they do.
It's like Slimer from literally. It's like a little freaking. It looks like the neck of a black-tailed deer that just grew legs. Like it's not a dog.
You know, English bulldogs can't have puppies. They have to give them cesareans.
I didn't know that, but that's just one more thing to.
So there's one for you.
Hi, Mickey.
Hey, John, what's going on?
What's up?
You got your
How
YouTube.
how do I put the symbol up there rather than the camera?
Thing to stop cam.
I see the button that says cam, and I don't see nothing that says stop cam.
Yeah, on the
You
bottom,
hit the
there should be a
button
stop
with the
cam
camera.
option. But if you got your YouTube window up, there's an echo happening. You got to close the YouTube while you're on the StreamYard. But yeah, below the window, there should be a thing that says stop cam. But anyway, or you can put a piece of electrical tape over your camera. I did that the first time I ever went on. What's going on?
Hey, so what happened to your series you were going to start?
It's still going, but the thing is it got to be such a big thing that I'm figuring out how I'm going to edit it proper. And I've got the first episode dialed, but what I want to do is I want to do a live. Shit, maybe even tomorrow, but I want to do it live and ask questions and try to get people to answer them, and then that way I can put those in there too to make it a little more interesting. Because it just became at first it was just going to be the origins of good and evil, and like where the idea and basically just the basic idea of evil and where we got the concept of it. And then it turned into this whole thing where I started realizing more stuff that I didn't think about before, and then I came up with new things to bring up, and it turned a lot into what's up, Blue Collar. It turned into basically me exploring different religions, because unfortunately the documentation of good and evil and where it comes from, it really heavily is based on religion, and it's comparing different things and bringing a lot of different things into it, and it just became a whole big thing. Like at first it was just going to be like a half-hour long thing, and then it turned into over 7 hours of footage. And even after editing it all down, I've got about 6.5 hours worth of footage that I've got going, and the first part of it I just edited down to be 36 minutes long, so that's going to be the first installment of it. But I want to try to add on some people's comments and thoughts into it.
So what are you going to do? You're going to do a live with questions?
I'm gonna do a live with questions about it, and then kind of put it in there, and then put the video out the next day or the day after, and have it be part of it, like one big thing. I just think it would be with the kind of format I'm doing with it, I think it would be more interesting.
Right.
Because it's crazy, because there's when you actually like delve into it and like figure it all out, it's all bullshit. Like nothing. Yeah, the gist of a lot of the things that I figured out is every culture has a different view of everything, and I explored in all that stuff, and it's pretty damn interesting when you see how things are completely relative and how different cultures think absolutely different things about what's abhorrent, what's acceptable, what's not, what's evil, what's good, what those words even mean. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
gigantic topic. It's
it is because, I mean, if you go back in man's history, there's a time when they were killing people for, altar sacrifices to some god or some bullshit like that. And that was acceptable behavior, which I don't buy into. Nowadays. You would not see that going on. So, in this society anyway. But I think inherently man is born with both in him.
Mhm.
And I think it's a matter of making a decision in survival. I think there's always good people and there's always bad people. Nobody needs to educate them to be that way. They just are
Right.
that way.
Well, one of my biggest things about it, and why I wanted to do this, whatever documentary, whatever the hell you want to call it, but why I wanted to do the videos on it and explore it is because I've always had a huge problem. I do a lot of religious debates, and I've always had a very big problem with people who say, without religion, you wouldn't know what good and evil is, or without God, you wouldn't know what good and evil is. And I've heard that conversation a lot, and I've heard that argument a lot. And for me, it's like that's discrediting man so much because human beings are capable of such amazing thought and just amazing things in general. To say that a
Yeah.
human being doesn't have collective reasoning without reading it from a book is absolutely insane. I as a child, I knew that I didn't like getting pushed around or punched in the face, and logic of reasoning and problem solving, you can probably figure out that the person standing across the playground from you, they probably don't like it either if you don't like it. Like,
Nope.
you don't need anybody to tell you that. You can figure it out.
Is this
And
true?
so I've always
Well,
wanted to explore that and see,
right.
why do we think certain things and why do we hold true to some, like, mercy killings in the Middle East and things, or not mercy killings, honor killings. I mean, things like that are just, I don't personally understand how anybody could look at that and say like that's a justified thing. And so I wanted to explore that as to why people would think such a thing.
I'm not too good of thought about the Muslim people, the Middle Eastern people whatsoever. But I agree with you on that. Man is born inherently knowing both what is good and what is evil, and it's his decision where he's going to go. I don't think that you have to learn that out of a book. If they took the religion out of the picture in society and just had people growing up, they would make their own decisions and find their ways into it. Not religion, I mean, but they would make a decision at some point in their life, like, I'm not going to do shit like that, like those guys do it, because
Right.
I don't think it's right.
I think religion at one time in the world, and this is all just my own personal opinion, I think that religion definitely had its place at one time in the world. And I understand. Oh, there's Seafowls. Get him up. What's up, Seafowls? Sorry, I left you back there. But I believe that if someone is genuinely a better person, or their life is better, or they're able to benefit those around them with a religion that they practice, so be it. 100% go for it. More power to you. However, once your religion steps on somebody else's religion, much as the same way as if your freedom steps on somebody else's freedom, then I got a problem, because then it's no longer something that represents good. It's something that's selfish and evil. And unfortunately, whereas most organized religions, to my knowledge, started as a way for people to tell moral stories and give life lessons to children, and it basically started as a gathering of tall tales and folklore to help explain away the why nature is the way it is, why the world is the way it is, why people are the way they are, and teach good moralistic tales. Someone along the lines said, all this shit is 100% literal and it's all real, and you need to listen to me because I said so. And then it became about individuals' selfish needs and wants, and that's when it became a huge problem and it started plaguing mankind.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you look back in the early Christian years in Europe, there were wars because people believed in something that was different than Christians.
Of course. Yeah.
And right there in itself is like such a hypocrisy, blows my mind away, because Christ's teachings were nowhere near anything like that. So,
and see, that's the problem is
that's-
even in the Bible, which, you can say what you want about the Bible. I do all the time. But the thing is where it started out as something good, you had people morphing into whatever they want. It's the old, what is it? Deus Vult, the God wills it. There's that movie, Kingdom of Heaven, where it's a great example. Somebody says something completely ridiculous, like, "Oh, the Muslims are doing this at the gate," and blah blah. When they're just being peaceful, and it's like, "Oh, well, let's kill them all. God wills it." It's just one guy saying God wills it. It's not. It ends up being the selfish needs of mankind and not anything else. And unfortunately, throughout history, it's been one person's will that, you look at the Crusades. One person says, "Yeah, I don't think our God would like their God. Let's kill them all."
Yeah,
I don't
well,
like
that's
God right now, so there's that.
there's definitely the Crusades is a real good example of it. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, man, in church singing "Holy Christian Soldiers" marching arm in arm. I mean, it never made sense to me, even when I was a kid.
Yeah, anybody in the chat that's new, you're more than welcome to hang out. Like, this is a very open, inviting place, and I prefer discussion and Discord over bullshit, or I would never tell anybody to not hang out. Everybody is more than welcome. Sorry, reading some here. What's up, C-Files?
Oh, just chilling. I told you I'd hop on when I got home, and I arrived at home alive. So
right on. How you
hello,
doing?
everyone.
How'd your whole car situation turn out?
Insurance just went through, and I'm sending them all my information so they totaled it, obviously, and so I'm gonna get a little bit of a payout for it at least.
Excellent.
That's
For those
better
who
than
don't know,
nothing.
C-Files was driving down the road and his car exploded.
Yeah. So my car decided it didn't want to go anymore. And I was like, what the fuck? I should pull over and see why car no go no more. And then I opened my hood and it was on fire. So that happened to me.
And what kind of car was it?
2010 Chevy Aveo. Little fucking piece of shit.
Oh, that's surprising. Those things are fuel injected and stuff. I wouldn't think that there would be anything that would leak flammable to start.
That's what I thought too, and I don't even know.
You said there was oil everywhere, though, right?
Yeah, something.
You had to have blown a head gasket in like the worst possible way or something, because for it to spew oil out, there had to be something at the top of the motor that just popped. Because
head gasket would.
Because I used to work on cars. And,
no, you didn't. Shut up. I'm just kidding.
Yes, a woman that used to work on cars, believe it or not.
Well, that's not why I said it.
Oh, why you want me to say forging?
Wow.
Don't make me get her after you.
Head gasket blows and you'll be blowing water. And water will mix with your oil. That wouldn't be it. Like something slings oil in a car would be,
or your valve cover or something.
Power steering pump. Valve cover definitely would leak oil.
I'm saying, because he said there was oil all over the entire engine
that's
compartment.
what I was thinking too. Maybe was like a valve cover, but it was everywhere. Like
that's what I meant was valve cover gasket, not head gasket. That's insane, and unfortunately, it burnt all up before you could get a freaking diagnosis. So
yep.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the only
carrying
thing
a
that
freaking fire
stopped
extinguisher
it
in your
from
car.
I think the only thing that stopped it from catching the rest of the car on fire is I happened to have a bottle of Faygo soda on me, so I dumped half a bottle of soda on it, It controlled it a little bit until the fire department got there.
Bro, I don't know. I've never told anyone that it's a good thing you had that bottle of Faygo soda around, but I think I'm going to say it now. It was
You know
a
how
good thing you
many-
had that bottle of Faygo.
You know how many situations in my life being a fucking juggalo has saved my life in? It sounds crazy, but I swear to God.
But how many of those situations did you get put into because you're a juggalo?
Whoop, whoop.
Aha!
7.
Oh shit.
Oh, Lord mercy.
Yeah, what kind of Faygo? Strictly says that's gonna make all the difference here.
What is the fucking watermelon?
Oh my god,
God damn it, watermelon punch or some shit like that.
it had to
One
be
of the
something goofy.
crazy, absurd flavors.
Yep.
It had to be something just fucking straight sugar water.
I mean, it's
Disgusting.
sea fowls. What do you expect?
Well, it's Faygo too, I guess.
Yeah.
Sugar's the new nicotine.
Well, I mean,
Kind of.
I've actually never even had a Faygo. I don't think. Now that I think
It's
about it.
fucking.
It's just like Shasta, right? It's just like a
yeah,
generic soda.
it's knockoff, off-brand, $1 for a 2-liter fucking shitty soda.
Well, I hope now you're gonna buy a small, like car-sized fire extinguisher.
That would probably be a good idea.
Yes.
Let's
Take
hope
it.
he gets enough money to buy a new enough car. He doesn't have to worry about fires anymore.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I literally cannot tell you even close to the number of car fires we've responded to, and nobody ever has a fire extinguisher. It's only the off-road community that ever has a fire extinguisher, and I've found out that most of the off-road community, when they have a freaking fire, they don't want to use their fire extinguisher because it looks really cool on their freaking bar, and for whatever reason they just won't use it. It's like, get a fire extinguisher and use it.
That's kind of
Right?
bizarre.
Like, learn how to use it and use it. Just don't. Yeah, a fire extinguisher is one of the most important things you can have in your car. And if not
Or
for you, for
always
somebody else,
have
because
that.
a lot of people know somebody, they've been driving by and seen a fire on the side of the road in somebody's car or something. It's always nice to have one.
That's what my dad instilled into me a long time ago, was to always carry a fire extinguisher with me in my car.
Yeah. Take it from someone who's been on fire. It's not pleasant.
facts.
Yeah, I carry a medic bag, and part of the kit is fire extinguisher.
Yeah, I always carry my EMT bag and all my shit. Even my saddlebags on my bikes have little EMT kits on them.
So
You
what's
could have
that car you
medical
gonna
kits
buy?
on you, or you could have half a bottle of soda in your car.
Well,
Well,
see,
that-
fellas, now I'm going to go get a bottle of Faygo and put it in my EMT bag.
There you go. It'll probably save someone's life one day.
Hook
Yeah.
somebody up to the AED and then be like, here, you're looking thirsty too. And with their last breath, they're like, whoop, whoop.
If they happen to be a juggalo, they'll come back from death for that shit.
Yes, a anti-adjack, that's a fact. Too many people have those belt cutters and window breakers and stuff that you're probably never going to need the thing, but just in case you do, and you're actually going to use it, put it on your seatbelt. Like, attach it somewhere where you're going to be able to get it in an emergency. Because if you need that thing, it's because you're upside down and just got in a horrible wreck, or you're in water, and you're not going to be able to find shit in your glove box. You're not going to be able to find shit. You have it on your belt. A lot of them have little attachments to put them on your belt and stuff. It's
Yeah, it does you a lot of good in the glove compartment, don't it?
well, yeah,
Or in the trunk.
more than one. Well, yeah, more than once I've seen roadside kits, unfortunately, next to someone that we recover, and it has a freaking glass breaker in it, and they were found drowned in the car. It's tragic, but it's like, you need to have stuff. It's the same adage of, you need to have if you have your gun for protection, you need to have it somewhere where you're able to get it. Don't be fiddling with the freaking 15 locks or having to run upstairs to get your gun if somebody's broken in your house. The same reason you need to have your glass breaker where you can break the damn glass instead of having to fish through the glove box for it.
Yeah.
Because people don't think about the fact, like, I'm going to be in an emergency if I need this.
I always kept mine underneath the driver's seat.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
that
best.
would be. inherent. I mean, if you stayed, you got to stay like dialed into the things you have that are in your car, so you know exactly where to go. And the second something starts to happen, that you realize you need that tool. Otherwise, you're gonna be too freaked out. It's not gonna be like muscle memory.
Yeah. It's always a good idea to have something if you need something, if it's an emergency item. And this is for people who don't know me, this is a first responder talking, so I know what the hell I'm talking about with this. Having something within your grasp, like if you can reach it with half of an arm's reach, that's the perfect place to have it. Every one of my vehicles has a well, every one of them, but they have it. I have a fire extinguisher at my right leg on the passenger side. So it's like when the passenger gets in, if they throw their leg all the way to the side of as far as they can, their knee is going to hit the fire extinguisher. And it's there because if I'm pinned in the vehicle and the thing's on fire, I want to be able to put out the damn fire. I don't want to be reaching in the back or nothing.
You know, I'm 5'2", so I have to sit close to the steering wheel because you know short legs, and so mine was always underneath my driver's seat when I had a car, and it would always roll up underneath my feet. I'm like, "Dadgummit, quit it."
Yeah, see, under the seat's a bad one too, because if you need it in a hurry, digging under the seat's going to be a bitch.
Right.
Yeah,
and if everything's on fire, shit's going to be melting, or if the floor's on fire, first your ass is going to blow up from the thing, and then
I got smart and started putting it in my driver's door.
I think if somebody carried 3 big bottles of that Fago everywhere they go, they'd have lifesaver equipment.
Facts.
just zip tie them all over the damn car so you can stab at them with the keys when you get in an accident and just spray everywhere.
Right.
Now we're talking. I'm gonna do that now, just as a joke.
This rescue brought to you by ICP.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Everyone thinks they're murderous clowns, which they are.
I would refuse to do a
Fago
press
will save
release.
your life.
I would refuse to do a press release if somebody was standing there in grease paint.
Well, you're gonna have to deal with it because you're a feature on my album already. So, sorry, bud.
Hey, take care, Callie. I know. I'm just fucking with you, C-Files.
I know.
Hey, so how big is the Juggalo culture since they've been around for so long? Like, kind of the newness wore off.
I mean,
they're
that's
loyal
hard
motherfuckers,
to,
man.
Yeah, that's hard to. How big is any band's following with the internet? You know what I mean? Anyone can go on YouTube and type in ICP and listen to it.
Yeah, I guess so. What about the gatherings? Are they still really big?
I think they.
Oh yeah, couple.
Aren't they done though?
No.
Because I thought Violent J was like suffering health problems. They weren't going to do it anymore.
He's basically, they've advised him not to do shows anymore. So they do like 2 or 3 big shows a year. And I feel like the gathering's going to keep going even after Jay and Shaggy die. Like that's become
it is an insanely loyal fan base, man.
Yeah.
For a long time, I'll tell you what, I talked a lot of shit about those ICP for a long time. Never gave them the time of day. One, I don't really like hip hop. I mean, there's like, I can count on 2 hands how many hip hop songs I like. I don't like any new shit. You know, I like the stuff I do like is like older stuff, but whatever. I just never gave it the time of day. But one thing I will say, and I've talked a lot of shit about ICP. One thing I'll say, they have the loyalest fucking fan base in the world, even if some of them are just, a little extra.
Yeah, that's fair, but everywhere.
They're loyal as shit. They're all really freaking cool to each other. Like, it's, one of my friends who was battling, he was sick with some, I don't need to air his laundry, but he was sick pretty bad, and he ended up passing away 2 years ago. He was a self-proclaimed juggalo. He had a giant, was it the Hatchet Man? He had a giant Hatchet Man on his back. Like he was into it. He was a wear the freaking face paint guy. He was identified as a juggalo when we were in middle school, and dude wanted to go to the gathering every freaking year he could, and he couldn't make it, obviously. But through him, I learned more about that community. And dude, they're some of the most loyal, down to earth people with each other. Like they have each other's backs through all kinds of shit. And I'll say this: if you're asking how many people are into it or how many people are part of it, there's a lot of people in that community that call themselves juggalos that just work 9-to-5ers, and they're, like the dude wearing a suit. I think as soon as that group is challenged, this is what I was gonna say. As soon as they're challenged is when you're going to have people coming out of the freaking woodwork and being like, "Brah, family!" Like,
Yep.
representing the shit out of it. And that I give them all the respect in the world for that, because they are loyal as shit to their fan base, and they're very true to themselves about that. So can't knock them there, and I will support them 100% in that. And you know what? For ICP, I might not be down with all their music, but at the same time, good for fucking them, because they found that market, they fucking cornered it, and they worked the hell out of it, and they created an empire for themselves.
And it's one of those things, it's very similar to this community we've created, where it's like, okay, the whole rest of the world hates us and tells us to fuck off, so let's at least be cool to each other so we know we got each other's backs when everyone else is telling us to fuck off.
Well, that's how the American biker community started.
Yeah. It's similar. I'm sure you could say the same about a lot of fan bases. Like, I'm sure if you talk shit about Slipknot fans, they're gonna be like, "No, fuck you. We love each other."
Punk rockers, for example. If you were to go bag on a punk rocker and there was a few others around, you were picking on him because he looked like a punker.
They would beat the shit out of you.
Right.
We beat the holy hell out of you.
Exactly.
My son's dad has got Juggalo tattooed on his back, and the Hatchet Man and the Hatchet Woman tattooed on his stomach.
I will say, it is funny when juggalos get older and they have all these like tattoos that were stupid when they were 19 and now they're 60, and it's like, God damn it, dude. I can't take you serious with that shit.
What's up, Shade Darker? How you doing? My buddy had the Hatchet Man like real big on his back, like it was his whole damn back, and then he had his quote rap name across his chest, which and a bunch of other tattoos too, but he had the word meat sweats across his chest.
There you go.
Meat sweats.
That sounds like a juggalo thing to do.
Hey, Corey King, I'm gonna jump down in case anybody else wants to jump up. Okay.
All right, Warrior Mom. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good night, Warrior.
Night, Mom. So,
anybody else supposed to jump up? I just tossed the link in there.
In the Juggalo community, if a band came through being an ICP tribute band, would they support it?
I mean, I think there's
there's a few of them.
Is there?
Yeah. I don't know. We're pretty much, as long as you're not like doing it, like some people are just like, "Oh, I'm a juggalo," and then we can tell they're just making fun of us, and we're like, "No, fuck you, guy." But if you're sincere and like trying to like pay tribute or be a part of the culture, we're like, "All right, cool, good on you, come hang out."
Blue Lives Matter says, "Drink the Kool-Aid, back the blue. Tithe me 10% of your income too." Was anybody talking about the cops?
What? No, he was in here just having a conversation, and then that came out of left field.
That was weird.
Might be still talking about might still be talking about religion, actually.
Oh, yeah.
In which case, it makes sense. I was gonna say what? Yes, Meat Sweats Keeks. It was his name. He was a terrible rapper, by the way. He only had that dream for like a week, but it was long enough to get a tattoo across his whole chest.
Yeah, Matt. Unfortunately, we're fans of shitty tattoos.
Yeah.
What pockets of the country are juggalos more larger in?
I mean, East Coast. ICP is based out of Detroit, so it's definitely bigger over there, but all over the world, really.
Yeah, whenever they have the gathering, they have people from all over the states, usually in Canada.
All over the world, dude. Australia, Japan, like everywhere.
I think probably their biggest fan base would be the Midwest, and then like honestly, like it's gonna sound terrible, like the hillbilly states, like the southern states and
Yes and no. It's
I
a
met
mixed
bunch
bag down
from
there.
West Virginia and Georgia. I met a ton from the south.
I'm gonna take a toss at this. Maybe the same kind of area where Kid Rock is big.
Yeah, they actually came up like when Kid Rock was just a little fucking broke ass kid trying to make it in music. So was ICP. They kind of came up together. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, and Eminem was a youngster
Yep.
passing out tapes at their shows and shit.
I first listened to ICP in the early 90s.
That's right. They were getting a little popularity by then. They started really started in like the mid 80s, but
well, they were called what the hell were they called first? They were like Eat Something Killers or something.
Oh shit.
I think Mad City. It wasn't Mad City Killers, but it was something like that. It was something.
Inner City Posse. Instead of Insane Clown Posse, it was Inner City Posse.
Yeah. And it wasn't the same members that there is now. There was 3 people, and
there was Shaggy's older brother who passed away.
Yeah, I seem to remember something about that. Sticks out in my mind that there was 3 in front at one time.
Yeah, that was Shaggy's older brother that passed away, and then they tried to bring another dude in for like a couple of years, I think, and that didn't work out. And dude just like, I think he had drug problems or something. He kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Right.
Blue Lives Matter. A glass breaker is for breaking the glass. Should keep it in the car.
This is true.
I won't argue with the Narcan thing, though. Unfortunately, it all sucks, but even in the fire department, you need Narcan a hell of a lot more, which is a bizarre thing to say and think about.
Right.
Yeah, I think everybody should have Narcan in their car
nowadays. Yeah,
because you never know what you might come upon.
Didn't Fetty have a story one time about just like driving down the freeway, seeing people nodding out in their car, and he had to go hit them with Narcan? Am I remembering that right?
Somebody we know had a story about that. I have mine, but mine are work related and shit.
Right.
But yeah, I think somebody did a live and they were talking about that.
I think I remember seeing something in the news that they were working on making it so you could go buy the stuff at the pharmacy if you wanted to.
You can in a lot of states, and I think nationwide. Actually, you can go get it over the counter now because it's not like it's going to get you high or something.
No, but the thing is, I think I looked one time and it was like over $100.
Last I checked, CVS and Rite Aid were going to start doing. I think it was under $60 for 2 doses or something like that. It was I think they were even down to like 39 or something like that.
Well, that's good.
Which it saved lives. So. Hey Shade, if you want to hop up and chat, man. Oh, Jeff knocked himself out.
Oh, hi Jeff.
Shade, if you want to chat, man, hop up.
But yeah, we're
no
actually
doctor, but I say stuff in a soothing voice.
We're just watching a thing in my classes about over in Vancouver where they have like the needle exchange, and they have people just patrolling the streets with Narcan, like.
Bro, it's bad.
Walking around.
Portland and Vancouver. You can see Portland from Vancouver and vice versa. It's the worst I've ever seen. It's worse than San Francisco. It's worse than Sacramento.
Oh yeah.
The Portland metro area has more overdoses than almost any city. I think at one point it was more than any other city. It's freaking ridiculous how many emergency room visits they have. And one thing that bothers the hell out of me is all the programs that they've put in place to try to make it better. Like they have their needle exchange and they have their safe use sites, which I'm 100% against, but if
Yeah, I
you go
agree,
to
but-
certain shelters, they go, okay, and what kind of drugs do you have? And they say, I have a case of beer and I have this much heroin. And they say, okay, do you need some clean needles? And they say, nope. And they say, okay, have fun. And they let them in the
Right.
shelter and they let them use, but they don't have any medical staff there. So they let these people use drugs on the property, and they don't have medical staff.
Yeah, I agree. Like there's a way to do that, right? Like you said, have medical staff on hand, make it more like treatment oriented. Like, okay, you can come here and get clean stuff and we'll watch you and make sure you don't OD and whatever. But hey, while you're here, do you want to try to not do drugs anymore? Come
Yeah.
over here and have a seat, buddy.
Unfortunately, they see any kind of, even just having pamphlets or something, some kind of information, they see that as harassment. So,
Oh, I
and
know, but
it's probably changed since then. That was when Ted Wheeler was at the helm, and that guy was a freaking joke for the community. He's the one that said it was okay for people to be, lighting shit on fire in Portland, but
Looking up in the Oregon area, possibly somewhere to move to, and I was kind of getting interested in Cave Junction, and then I just watched this show where this private pilot's been flying around his town, and he's been noticing all these marijuana crops in the mountains, and the cops are talking about how that it's cartel stuff going on, and there's all this basically keeping people in prison, like to work on the marijuana farms and that. And guess where this was?
Where's that?
Right outside of Cave Junction. So I don't know, man.
I mean, there's weird shit going on all over the place. So Mendocino County is the next county over for me, and there's a bunch of grows going. I was going to say the name of a group, but I'm on further thought. I'm not going to. But there's a certain group of fellows that, certain group of hombres that run some grows out that way, and there's all kinds of crazy shit surrounding it. And it's funny because the sheriffs and the feds are always over the top of it with helicopters, and nobody ever does shit. So what are you gonna do?
Yep.
I don't know. We have the technology,
Hi, Cakes.
bro, to eradicate the whole cartel drug problem at the border, and we don't. And there's a reason why.
Of course, yeah. Of course, there's a reason.
All of those alphabet fucking agencies get huge budgets. I mean, millions and hundreds of millions of dollars a year. And there's just thousands of people that are employed, and all directed on that stuff, when we could take care of all of it with the U.S. military. If we could do what we do in Afghanistan, flying from Indian Springs, Nevada, we could do the same thing with the border problem, as well as the drug cartel.
You know what? There's a lot of reasons we could do a lot of things, but at the same time, it falls under the same category as why, instead of burning the poppy fields in Afghanistan, why were we guarding them? Weird.
Who
Makes
knows?
Well, I don't know what exactly was going on with that, but I just know that, I mean, were you over there in Afghanistan?
4 times.
Okay. Well, you'd know more than I.
Well,
thought
I won't
pretty.
say that.
I would say you would know why they were guarding the poppy fields.
Oh, I know. I'm not going to, but I know. It's definitely some razor eyebrow kind of shit. I'll put it at that. But unfortunately, the powers that be have their greedy little fingers and a lot of greedy little pies. And there's a lot of things that could be done, and it's not being done for a very specific reason. There's a lot of distractions happening. There's a lot of this. There's a lot of that. And they're 13 steps ahead. So when you think you've figured something out, it's not even close to being the full truth.
Well, like I said, I mean, they just do it under the guise of being a head of a department of some law enforcement agency.
It's all virtue signaling. Look at me. Look what I did. This is what my cabinet did. This is what my me at the helm. This is what I accomplished. And not doing shit. It's the same as the bigger politics. It's the same as the ones that are, all on face, like shit, whatever they run on. I'm running on freedom for this, or getting out from under this. So they never do anything. It's all just lip service. What did Obama do for the black community? He didn't do a fucking thing. It's all lip service.
I thought that Obama was received with a lot of prejudice and stuff that he tried to get past that these old white guys weren't going to let happen, myself. But I've seen other presidents running the same sort of things. But I just think the racism was going on in the Capitol when Obama was in office.
Like how?
Just blocking and voting against stuff that wouldn't let it go through.
Oh, I think that's the same politic game. I don't think it had anything to do with his race, because they do that.
I feel like they kind of just do that to everyone.
I mean,
if it's like, let's say if a Republican president wants to do something, the other side is just automatically going to go, nope, you're the opposite of our guy, so no, we're not going to let you push that through.
And it's funny because they're all the same fucking side. They don't admit it, but they're all the same fucking team.
Well, that they're supposed to be. You're supposed to be on the side of the American people. That's who they represent. So they're supposed to be doing things that make our quality of life better. That's what their job is supposed to be. I think that's gotten lost for a long time. I don't know why you would vote anybody into office to represent you who lives in the top 5% of the country. People that should be in office are people like all of us.
Yeah, but that would take a third-party candidate, and both the Democrats and Republicans have done a very good job of convincing the public that a third-party candidate is a wasted vote.
It all boils down to the same old thing, right? I mean, if you got the money behind you, you'll get the votes.
Doesn't matter if they're red or blue, brother. They only give a shit about the green.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just the whole system's just tilted now because you have to be a multimillionaire to raise the funds to pay for a political campaign when it should be the exact opposite.
Yeah, I feel you there. What's going on here? What's going on in chat here? Huh, that's weird. Anyway, what is it? Oh, sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, it's confusing as hell, and unfortunately, that's the way they want it for some reason. Because when we bicker with each other, we don't put a magnifying glass to them.
Well, sure. I mean, one of the easiest examples to see is the price of gas. Big oil wants you to be thinking that the Biden administration can do something about it. They can't. It's a free market country. For the government to step in and tell you that you can't sell your gas for over this price would be against the theory of free market.
Right.
You know, your cost of your goods are your cost of your goods.
I don't think anybody was telling Biden, the Biden administration, that they need to tell the oil companies to sell it for less. I think that what their problem was certain things like closing the pipeline and getting rid of our selling off our reserves and things like that. I think they were saying that needed to stop. I personally didn't run into anybody who thought that Biden could lower the price, but maybe
Well,
I'm being
okay.
ignorant about that.
Which pipeline are you talking about?
Well, the Keystone Pipeline and the refineries that were shut down, and just the whole the
Okay,
projects for us refining our own oil.
The Keystone Pipeline, you talking about the one that ran from Canada down to Texas?
Well, there's 3 of them that they shut down. I don't know the names of them offhand. I'd have to
Okay,
go back and look at those.
all that oil was slated to go overseas.
Well, that was
That
part
was
of
not.
the.
None of it was going to benefit the United States.
But what about the
other
other
than
2 and the
big
rest of
oil.
the oil that was coming in?
The
'Cause
big oil.
we had a couple plants that were set for refining our own stuff to be able to produce our own, and those ended up getting shut down too. There was I don't know how many thousand workers were not going to get the jobs that they were supposed to get, but I got notes in my phone.
Yeah, I don't know exactly about the refineries. I just did some research about the Keystone Pipeline a few months ago, and that's why I know about that particular one that was slated to run from Canada. It already does run, like, I think, to Oklahoma or something. But there was a lot of resistance put up over it because that oil was not slated for the United States. So why have give them eminent domain and let them run through people's properties and all that other shit? And that's what it ended up boiling down to. And it wasn't even going to benefit the country. It was just going to benefit oil business.
Well, the recent one that I heard that people were upset about, and I understand, is selling off our reserves when he was dipping into our reserves and selling it to India and China and Italy and a couple other countries.
You know, I haven't really followed that much. I've heard about that. I haven't really done any research on it, but I just read something the other day. But it's like, what can you believe and what you can't? They were saying that a bunch of oil, we're going to pay more money. It's going to go up again, they said. And the reason why was because a lot of oil is going to China. And I'm
Well,
like, what?
the Biden administration is the ones who admit they were the ones who said that they had sold it off. They released a press release about it.
Well,
it was China, Italy, India. It was China and India were the biggest ones, but it was when he did, like, when the gas prices were at their highest, he had sold off, a shit whack of our barrels. It was like a couple 100,000 of our barrels or something. And it didn't make a lot of sense to anybody because it was the second time he dipped into it. It was right around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. But we were real oil dependent for a while, and then all of a sudden, I just think that big oil wants us talking about everything but big oil, and big oil, in my opinion, is what they have done is they were not going to accept 2020 or the first 6 months of 21 as a loss. They were going to make up for the lack of sales by charging the public more until they got their profits back up for those 16 months or 18 months.
Well, I definitely won't argue with you that the oil companies are definitely wanting to curtail and shade anything that they can, because I mean, shit, look at all that's a story as old as time. All the anti-fuel campaigns and all the green campaigns, they're all run by the damn oil companies. I mean, they do everything they can to shift all blame and do everything they can. I mean, BP is one of the best narrative shifters on the planet. They'll do everything they can to get the focus off of them.
British Petroleum,
yeah,
that's for sure. Here's another good example of stuff. I mean, they had electric cars in 1903, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't the shit get developed? Why? Because big oil. a lot of the technology you're using in cars today that are meeting these high standards that have been set with emissions and stuff, fuel injection, all that kind of shit, running on 4 cylinders, 6 cylinders, 8 cylinders. That technology's been around for decades, man.
Mhm.
Before they ever started implementing and all these, like say it was around in the 70s and the early 80s.
Well, it's there's a lot of things, and I hear you. And there's a lot of things on the planet that was certain technologies and certain things were consumed by greater companies so they could keep their own profits high. I mean, I could get into the whole cure for cancer argument. There's certain things that big companies will squash to try to keep their own company on top. You know what I mean? And yeah, for a long time, people were arguing that's why nuclear power was pushed so heavily against, because it would put a lot of the, like PG&E, PGE would put a lot of those companies out of business. But it's hard to say, unfortunately at this point in time, because of the way they have it set up, we are dependent on oil, just because that's the way they've laid all the cards to be. They've done a very good job of covering their own ass and making sure we're dependent on them. I mean, isn't it like 3 oil companies own pretty much all of them? Or
Yeah,
2 or
something
3?
like that.
I thought BP was the biggest. I mean, I think BP sets the bar. They dictate what's going to go on. I mean, Christ, look at all the shit they've gotten away with, all the environmental fucking disasters.
Oh geez, all the spills alone, the big spills that
Exactly.
they've had is just fucking insane.
And
Exactly.
it really is. I know it's a silly cartoon, but it really is like that one South Park where they're making fun of it and they like have the giant oil spill. The dude gets on the news. He's like, well, we're sorry. And everyone's like, well,
We're
see, they said sorry.
Yeah.
D. Libby, I'm watching and enjoying everything you're saying, even if nobody else is talking.
D. Libby has fun.
So,
She's in
in
her
the
own little
maritime
world.
industry, a group of 6 companies that control the chartering of the majority of the oil tankers worldwide, are together referred to as the oil majors. These are Shell, BP, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Total Energies, and ConocoPhillips. Forgot about them. I've never heard of that. Total
really
Energies
nice.
one. That's a new one.
You're not going to tell me that one of every one of those is one guy from each one of those companies. They all meet somewhere in a room and they dictate out this shit.
Or dick taste.
Ah.
Waka waka. I honestly thought that ExxonMobil, Chevron, and I'm completely out of the loop apparently, because for some reason in my head, maybe it's like a whatever that word, the Mandela effect or something, but I thought for sure that Chevron, Exxon, and freaking ConocoPhillips, I thought those were all under Texaco for some reason, but I guess Texaco's not even one of the damn companies, so I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
You might have that backwards. I think Texaco might have been under Chevron, maybe?
It probably was. It probably was, because it's not even listed under these ones, but or as one of the big ones, so I'm probably just getting them backwards.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a complete guess on my end, but
I've never heard of Total Energies. That's
right.
I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
Probably like
it's probably an
bigger
EU one.
Bigger in not America.
Yeah, might be somewhere else, but still, I think I don't know if I could say that the United States is the biggest consumer of oil in the world.
We're definitely not.
Yeah, I got it.
I mean, every country's dependent on it now.
Well, and there's countries that use it for. I mean, you got to think about production too. China and India produce more plastic products than we do by a gigantic margin.
Yeah.
Their dependency on petroleum is just freaking astronomical compared to ours.
maybe that's what it was that story was saying, was blaming China for taking all this oil because they need all this oil for products they're making for the United States, and that's how come they're getting it. But they didn't see it that way, so they wrote the story differently. See, that's why it's so fucking confusing, man.
And you know what else is confusing though is I'm betting if you look at numbers, it might actually have U.S. if not towards the top, at the top, because the thing is there's a lot of things that the U.S. includes in their studies that other countries just don't. You know, if for example, there's crime statistics and things like that. There's a lot of things that the U.S. puts in their crime statistics that other countries are just like, don't put that in there. That's fine. And the U.S. would include a lot of things because there's one thing that countries like India and China are very good at. It's not saying anything that makes their country look bad as far as numbers when it comes to deaths or, you know, how many people starved last week or
Right.
things like that. Like, it took people going to China with machines in their hand to figure out that they have the worst air on the planet, when for a long time we thought it was this one area of Africa. And then we found out you can't breathe in this one part of China without a freaking mask on. So who the hell knows, dude? It unfortunately, it's one of those things. It's because it's a consumer product that is so dependent on, and every nation needs it. It's become a freaking word game. It's become another form of freaking politics. It's just become another thing where they're going to politic it all away and do what they can to make themselves look good. So who knows what the hell's the truth?
It all boils down to greed. And
it all boils down to money, man. The almighty dollar.
Greed is what's going to destroy man.
Absolutely. And there's in my little thing that I do, there's a big point about that too, where you can pretty much boil it all down to selfishness and greed is what the root of all evil is. Because it is, in one form or another. I'm lurking, Brooks says, even though I just called it out publicly.
Like and describe, you lurker.
Like and describe, lurker. I might call it here pretty quick. Been on for 147.
There you go.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, I only did 8 hours one day, but whatever, man.
You're more man than me, Seafouse.
Wow. I will take that compliment and run with it.
You are the king. I am.
You hear that, everybody?
Yep, clip it, put it in the video. Fuck it.
Someone clip that. Editors, get on it. I don't have editors.
Dude, when I do videos and stuff, I feel. Oh, Jeff's gone again. What the fuck?
Oh shit!
I swear I didn't do that.
Hi, Jeff.
I think there's a lot of stuff I don't know how to do on here. So there's like when I get videos, like I don't know if I even have to do it, but I download the whole video using like a third-party thing that I search on Google to download the entire video, and then I edit it down to like put clips in. There has to be an easier way.
I'm sure there is, but I would probably be doing the same thing.
Yeah. It's just like every art piece I do, or every video I do, or not video, every picture I do, like all my editing and stuff. Everybody probably has a much easier way to do it, but I go into a paint program and manually put in lines with my movie hands. Oh, no worries, Jeff.
Accidentally hit. Oh, yeah. I do that to myself on my own live sometimes. You're good, man.
Boop. There you go. Yeah, nobody's been engaging, so the link is right there anyway.
Right.
Except D. Libby keeping that shit on rock. Just, wow. Fucking
working the algorithm, man. Even if it's the same person commenting 100 times, that's 100 comments.
Hey, I just enjoy the engagement, man. Thank you for everybody who's here. I'm the worst, and for you guys to hang out with me, that's pretty fucking cool.
That's how I feel too.
I definitely
do my lives. I'm like, wow, you guys are sitting here listening to me talk about absolute nothing. Awesome.
if I wasn't talking to y'all, I'd be talking to myself.
Right?
Literally.
Yep.
Hey, Chad, how you doing? Bad. Why bad? Well, wanted to go live and I hit the wrong button. Oh, Chad, it's gonna be okay. No, it's not. That shit will go on for days.
I am the same way.
Yeah.
What did the other night on
course.
one of
Hey,
my lives?
Anybody, D-Labby, absolutely. Anybody who wants to hit the link, hit the link. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
My only rule
One
is
night,
don't
it
be a
might have been
dick.
last
If you're gonna be a dick,
night.
you better be funny.
It might have been last night, but on one of my lives, I literally was like, a fact that you guys don't know is in the background. I just sit here and do this alone.
Wait, what happened?
If I don't have 20 people listening to me on a live, I'm just sitting here rambling about shit to myself.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, what's up, Dusty? If you want to hop up, the link is in the chat. A couple things up.
Oh, Dusty didn't get killed by Shauna. It's a good day.
I'm the funniest person I know.
What is it? 4 times? Yeah. We hit all 4 time zones in the US on my New Year's live.
Staying on that long, you mean?
Yeah. That's why it
Okay.
was 7. I think it ended up being 7 hours and 40 minutes or something.
Yeah, I was gonna come up, I was gonna come back, but life happened.
Yeah. Life will do that sometimes.
Sometimes. It's the will of the planet. And this planet hates us. What did I say
Well.
the other day? We're writhing leeches on its back, or we're writhing ticks on its back, and it's trying to shake us off constantly.
Right?
It's Mother Nature, and she's fucking pissed.
Well, I don't blame her. We're shitty kids, man.
I mean, but dude, you know what? Dude, Nature made bears. You've heard my theory on bears. Nothing should be that fluffy and cute and freaking murderous at the same time. That's just wrong.
Well,
This planet
it
wants
also
us dead.
invented dumbass humans that'll go try to touch the bear, so.
Well, I mean, you know, but it tempts us with the cuteness. It's all
I
like,
feel
oh,
like
I'm gonna roll
it's-
around all cute and fluffy, and then rip your arms off.
It's nature's sick game. It's like, I'm going to make these idiots, and then I'm going to make this giant thing that's going to rip them up, and we're just going to see what happens.
Fucking tease. No thanks. If there was a higher power, it's got to be our punishment for making pugs.
Well, this is very true.
Like you
We do need to be
bastard. I'll show
punished for
you.
that.
I'll show you creating that abomination.
I gave you
Meanwhile,
wolves
it's
and
just
you
sitting
did
there
this
not
shit.
knowing what it did wrong. It's just just trying to struggle. Fucking look at me. I get physically angry when I think of them. I have a legit problem.
Yeah, well, don't we all?
What's hilarious is whenever I go on that rant about pugs, there's at least 2 or 3 people in the chat that are like, I never thought of it before. Fuck pugs.
Right? It's
Like,
not
that's
like
evil as
we're
hell.
wrong. People just don't think about that kind of shit.
Pugs.
Queen, you get out of here with that shit.
What?
Pugs.
Damn straight. I missed something in chat. I'm always intrigued whenever I hear, like, I don't mean to be racist. I'm like, oh, whatever was just said is the most racist shit ever. I got to see.
I'm not racist, but oh god, here we go.
Someone shot a guy's pit bull in his front yard. Another. Oh, don't even get me started on the military based fucking name changes and shit. God, it drives me nuts. If you forget history, you're doomed to repeat it. Knowing how this shit happened and why it was bad, it's like I said in the beginning of the damn thing. How we learn is by making mistakes. Wisdom is gain knowledge of past mistakes. That's how you become wise. Knowing history is how you learn not to do bad shit.
Yeah, this is true. You think Gandalf was always just wise? He's like 4,000 years old, man. He's had some time.
Yeah.
Can you tell I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan? None of that is
Fuck
probably
Dumbledore.
true.
Fuck Dumbledore. Homeboy's a pussy.
Well, this is true. He did die before the fucking 19th movie came out or whatever it was.
Although Gandalf did hang out with those short little weirdos.
Well, sometimes you need a power stroke for your ego, you know? I'm bigger than you in your
Sometimes you
face.
just gotta go. Sometimes you gotta kick off that gray and go white. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Hang out with some hobbits. Don't tell them that there's birds that can carry them the whole way. Make them walk the whole fucking time.
Fucking dick. By the way, you could have rode on a giant eagle.
Yeah. I'm just gonna show up on these giant ass eagles like in the end of this shit after he's been stabbed in the heart by a giant spider, and call it fucking. Just be like, haha, gotcha.
Joke's
You
on
should have
you. I'm
taken one
friends
of
with the
these.
eagles. I do like though that his staff thingy has a specific little pocket for his pipe. That's pretty handy.
I don't believe. Have a good one, Jeff. I
Later,
don't
bud.
believe I ever noticed that about his walkie stick.
Yeah, I didn't either until one of the bosses I worked for on one of the farms was like a super Lord of the Rings fan, and you can Google image it. If you zoom in on his staff on the top, he can stick his pipe in like a little like slot kind of thing. It's like
Huh.
it was made for it,
That's awesome.
right? I was wondering because he just whips it out of nowhere, and you're like, where? You were walking around in a dress in the woods. Where are you hiding that thing? Giggity.
Oh,
And
what the hell? He straight hooped it.
that's
Zip.
what I always assumed, but no. His magical stick has a little
His
slot
booty.
for it.
His booty said, "You shall not pass."
I would debate that one. I think his booty's probably open business.
Well, yeah, if you know who plays him. Oh, Magneto.
What about Magneto?
Nothing. You realize that Magneto and Gandalf are played by the same person, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. See where you're going
Like,
with that.
I was gonna say I don't mean to break it to you, bro, but it's not real.
It's still real to me, damn it.
It's still real to me, damn it. Oh god, that'll never get old.
Right.
That dude shows up to wrestling conventions, bro. Like,
Does he?
shows up to wrestling conventions with a picture of himself to tell people I was the "it's still real to me, damn it" guy, and hope for people want autographs.
I mean, I would take his autograph.
I would too, but I'm also a special kind of fucking niche where, like, I would, bro. I was the Shockmaster for Halloween last year. Okay, like, I mean, just a certain part of wrestling that I think is fucking great.
Agreed, but that's like insane clout chasing. Remember me? I was this guy.
It's like Virgil, like when Virgil goes to events, and he'll look for Ted DiBiase even though he's never there, but he'll set up next to other people and be like, "And I'm Virgil." It's actually sad, bro. Like, really sad. When I met Sean Waltman, he just was there, like, over dude's shoulder. He just decided it'd be a good idea to, like, hang out in Sean Waltman's booth. It's fucking bizarre.
Cool.
Yeah, everybody was very uncomfortable about it
I bet.
because
That
it's
would
like
be awkward.
it's legitimately sad. Like the way the dude acts, it's like actually sad. Like, you feel bad for him.
That is kind of sad.
Hey, what's
He
up,
should
Coda?
do better than that.
I mean, if you think about it, the dude really didn't do much. He was Ted DiBiase's valet, and then he did the same thing in WCW for somebody else. He was never his own. Excuse me. He was never his own person. Basically, he was never a headliner. He was
Yeah,
always
that's true.
somebody's, somebody's something.
Always a manager, never a wrestler.
I don't think he was ever. I think he was a valet, and then he did wrestle, but he just wasn't. First of all, he wasn't good, and secondly, they never gave him a push. He was basically a jobber that was always seen with a headliner. Because Ted DiBiase was champion for a while.
Yeah.
He was top dog for a minute. And Virgil was just always with him. They never really said what the fuck it was.
Makes me
Okay.
wonder if it was like that in real life too. Like he would just go to the fucking restaurant or whatever with Ted, be like, and I'm with this guy.
From everything that I can gather from shoot interviews and stuff, he was not that annoying at first, and then later on, he for whatever reason, he just started being clingy and like freaking people out.
He's probably worried about his fucking job. Like, man, they're gonna get rid of me. They don't need me.
Yeah, there
I'm
was a
just gonna
period in
hang on.
that there was a period in that company where they started firing a lot of people or letting a lot of people go, and I think he was really scared about that because it's
Right?
right at the time the steroid scandal happened and all that Ultimate Warrior nonsense happened. So people were
Wait a
worried about
minute.
losing their jobs
They
and
do
shit.
steroids?
I'm sorry to break it down to you like this, bro, but yeah, they do.
I love how that was ever even a question. Like, what do you look at these guys?
Yeah, and people who didn't know that WWF at the time wrestlers were on steroids is like the people who were shocked that Rob Halford, the singer for Judas Priest, came out as being gay.
Right?
It's like, who the fuck was surprised?
Right? Or like, what's
Ray
that
Charles
news
figured it
now?
out.
No shit. That Liver King guy. Everyone's like busted for doing steroids.
dude,
I'm like,
that's-
really? Are you fucking kidding me?
The first time I ever saw a picture of that dude, I was like, okay, yeah, big dude, whatever. I didn't think anything of it, but never in my mind did I think it was natural. Not
Right?
once.
Yeah, that's unfortunately not how that works, bro. You can lift all the weight you want. You're not gonna get there.
Yeah. Oh man, I think I might end it here.
All right.
Uh,
Good note to end it on. Don't do steroids, everybody. Or do and be pro
no,
wrestlers.
don't say that. It's steroids. The only reason they're illegal is because they actually do good shit for you. But that's a whole other topic for a whole another day. You research it if you'd like. The only reason they're illegal is because the 1988 Olympics and America wanted one over on Canada. So, thank you everybody for joining me. I really appreciate it. C-Files, thanks for coming up. Warrior Mom, Jeff, everybody in chat, thank you very much for coming to this, hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I really do. And I'm looking at all the hearts and stuff. I'm like, no, bunch of softies.
Yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.
Absolutely, brother.
Be on
And-
panel again, I'm sure. I'll be around.
And I'm
but-
sure I will it'll be more prepared and I'll know more about all this dealing and how to do it. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Everybody have a great night.
Have a good night, everyone. I'm out.
Take care.